You've made your choice.
Avada Kedavra!
Hogsmeade, here I come.
Okay, here's a chest. Which I've opened already, of course.
Revelio.
Loots and loots. Okay. To go up somehow. Level 2.
Aloha Mora.
Will it be there? Here.
Revelio.
Nope. Yeah, let's go to this guy behind the 3 broomsticks.
Any luck retrieving a certain friend of mine from...
Hello, Mr. Barnes. I have that venomous tentacula.
Wish I could see Lawley's face when he realizes his prized possession is gone. We'll see who's volatile now. Well done. I'll take it off your hands now.
Hold on.
It wasn't as easy to come by as I had expected. I'd like to be paid for my troubles.
Only fair, I suppose. I can respect your business acumen.
Thank you very
Here's a little
much.
something for your next trip to Zonko's. Thank you again for your help.
Yeah,
I
we
suspect you have a bright future.
But I can't
Revelio.
buy anything at Zonkos. It saddens me greatly. Travel broadens your mind. Something like that. Here be something. The 3 broomsticks.
Glad you came.
Just a second, I'll be with you in a moment. Now I've opened these doors already.
Revelio.
No demi-guys. Yeah, let's talk to Sirona.
Glad you came.
Hello,
See what she
Sirona.
says.
I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgog?
I did.
I did, thank you. In fact, we're working together to try and rein in Ramrock.
Are you? I suspected you and he would get along. Perhaps best I don't know details of your plans. And
Better
I shall
not.
refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I've actually met Mrs. Sprottle. I recently spoke with her about her friend Claire Beaumont.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stayed with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
I can even give her some Wiggenweld potions if she wants.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a
I'll
supply
keep an
of
eye
Wiggenweld
out.
potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying traveling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my
Revelio.
love.
Yeah, I know where it is. We've been there before. Let's grab some butterbeer. Right. Go to Magic Neat. And the Tomes and Scrolls, I wanted to see if they have something new. There's any new Conjuration Scrolls.
Take
Revelio.
your time looking about. Plenty of wonderful books to stoke a curious mind like yours.
Nothing. Nothing new
Let
in
me know if
stock.
there's anything else I can do to help.
Have you seen? Seen a demiguise anywhere? Would help me greatly.
Revelio.
The money's here. I think I know where the demiguise is.
Revelio.
Come here, demiguise. You're not? Holy moly. Oh, that was like the last building that we haven't opened yet.
Oh, it's you! What a pleasant surprise.
I don't know.
No one can say I don't keep a stacked shelf.
Revelio.
I definitely do. Yay. So I think we go to... We go to Upper Hogsmeade.
Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Spoken to her already.
It's like a place right out of a storybook. Nice to see you again, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Horcrux for me. Since he died, my supply has...
We should have plenty of those.
Sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost
I
without.
thought she's talking about me.
If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horcrux for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting Horcrux on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horcrux and collect the box of letters there.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
That's the element where it's nice to keep some like journals or something and just go back down the memory lane and see what you were thinking back then.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
I can believe
Thank you,
it.
Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horcrux. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
Got the Horcrux for me. Do you have dementia or something, woman? Incredible.
Abandoned long ago, no doubt. Revelio!
Ah, is there something for me to collect? There is. Oh. Some party here. See that? Look, spiders. Once it's ready. Ah, I forgot. You always keep your ones ready.
You! What do you think you're doing?
Not your business.
Potato!
Confringo! Accio! You don't Incendio! Defender!
I'm afraid somersaults won't help you. Potato!
Expelliarmus!
Careful not to get bit.
Oh,
Confringo!
so many maggots.
Glacier! Petropicus totalis! Confringo! Defender! Expelliarmus! Glacius! Depulso! Revelio!
Okay. There's another one. She didn't really seem bothered.
They know the lies and falsehoods no one's mightier in Rockwoods.
Tricus Totalis. Revelio.
Venom 3. It just doesn't make sense to make any of those upgrades so far. Just changing clothes so often. Just waste of resources, I feel. We'll look at it later. You've been here. Where do you lead me? What the hell? Just let me here. Now you lead me somewhere else?
A castle. Must have
So
been quite
confused
stately
with
in
it
its time.
sometimes. Smash winder eggs.
Revelio.
Okay.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
What lives in that cavern though? Horcrux Hollow.
Mrs. Sprottle, but I still need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Perhaps I'll find more Horcrux while I'm there. Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. That's all the Horcrux for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Didn't I really
Revelio.
give her those Horcrux?
Confringo.
Yeah, go back.
Revelio.
These are my chests.
Confringo. Revelio.
Something hidden here? Almost missed it. And there's a collection chest. Long square frame. Wonder if we can put something in those frames. Like a portrait or something else. What's wrong with this autosave icon? It's going crazy. And me with it. Uh-oh.
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether.
Nah.
Glacius! Flipendo! Defender! Confringo! Glacius! Defender! Confringo! Arresto momentum! Depulsor! Protego! Confringo! Defender! Flipendo! Confringo! Glacius! Flipendo! Defendo! Expelliarmus! Confringo! Glacius! Flipendo! Confringo! Defender!
Tough one. There we go.
That was a close one.
Nah, it wasn't. You managed pretty well.
Revelio!
Yeah, so this is where we came from. Horcrux. So there is something here. Didn't really do anything. Because our only way is here. Oh, it's really a lot of Horcrux. Did he end up in this cavern with this box when he was sick?
Confringo!
Please
Revelio.
explain to me. Make it as easy as you can. He got ill. Went into a freaking cavern with troll.
Revelio!
Went as deep as he could just to hide her letters. Seems legit, doesn't it? Hey, bunny, get out of there. Dear Sirona, when I arrived here I had a troubling sense that in many ways I wasn't like the other first years. I confess I worried that Hogwarts might not have been the proper place for me and pondered sending an owl to my parents asking them to fetch me almost before the first week of classes had ended. How did you know? I presume you're not secretly a legilimens, but I wonder that you seemed to know my thoughts better than I did myself. That day in the Three Broomsticks when you spotted me huddled in a corner, staring blankly at an untouched butterbeer and an empty bit of parchment, my quill dripping ink woefully onto the floor, and you came to sit with me. Well, I shall never forget it. I recall a sudden sense of relief, as if someone had cast levitation charm on me, when you told me about how nervous you'd been to come to Hogwarts. I looked at you, and it seemed beyond my imagination to think of you as anything but the confident, contented witch sitting before me. In the days that followed, I marveled at how you charmed in the non-magical sense, everyone around you without apology, embracing you who you were and who they were. It was as tough a candle had flickered on for me. I realized that I would choose that path as well. Now that my school years are ending, the frightened first year witch I had been seems worlds away, and I know it's because I saw yourself in that despairing creature in the corner of the pub and so generously extended yourself to her. Yours sincerely, Mirabelle. Postscriptum. Please tell Mrs. Sprottle that I still plan on visiting her and Mr. Sprottle whenever I can, for their delightful conversation, and I am ashamed to admit her incomparable cauldron cakes. Okay, that's one of the letters. There's more. Dear Sirona, I conjure this wee gift for you as a token of my gratitude. If you hadn't stood your ground on my behalf during Quidditch practice last week, I might have left the team altogether. Now we've won the Quidditch Cup. Ravenclaw House would not be the same without you. Yours sincerely, Sean. She was a Ravenclaw. My dear Sirona, I've sent a note separately to dear Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle for their hospitality, but felt the need to put a quill to parchment with my thanks to you as well. What a lovely respite from the castle. I won't soon forget how we giggled about that ridiculous gnome. Did he truly believe that he was singing? And Mrs. Sprottle's steak and kidney pie was simply glorious. I shall be dreaming of it for days. So appreciate you including me. I fear I must warn you, however, that this does not mean I will go easy on you in next week's match. You know that Ravenclaw is no match at all for Slytherin this year. Most gratefully yours, Philomena. Dear Sirona, happy birthday, my darling friend. I sneaked into the kitchens and asked Finky to make your favorite cream crowdie. She was delighted to oblige. Not sure where she got raspberries at this time of year. Genius, that Finky. Bess. Dear Mrs. Sprottle, Mother and Father were delighted to hear that you and I had spent the afternoon at Gladrax last Saturday. Truth be told, I think my mother was ever so slightly envious. I shan't soon forget how heartily we laughed at my efforts to lace the bodice of my new dress. A challenge indeed, as is the rather delicate practice of properly situating a hatpin without wounding either my hat or my head. But I adore everything that we selected, and I have you to thank for how feeling like a marvelously fashionable witch. It was also a treat to dine at the Three Broomsticks without having to clear the tables. I shall own a place like that one day, mark my words. I consider myself more than lucky that you and Mr. Sprottle agreed to let me stay. I know that my parents feel precisely the same way. Yours gratefully, Sirona. And she did get her own place.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back.
No, just mushrooms. Okay.
Revelio!
Never mind. Not going back for them. But it was a chest from this angle. Forbidden Forest. Come on, get out. Get out of there. Horcrux.
Revelio!
Do we need to really go back to that lady? Are we done with her? No, we are done with her. Three broomstick it is then.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some Horcrux for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
You're welcome.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
Oh, okay.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad you had someone like that.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is!
Oh.
Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years.
Wow.
Merlin's beard, I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I will not forgive him either.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her. And for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Eggshell. Nice. Something we'll like.
I'm sure you had your reasons, but breaking into Alfred Lawley's home wasn't the brightest idea.
Maybe not. Let's talk to Moon. The Wind Faculty Tower. see what he thinks about the whole situation.
Mr. Moon, I've learned who's behind the demiguise statues. It was a classmate of yours that you bullied, Piers Pemberton.
Oh, I might have known. Pigtails Piers.
I don't think he likes being called that.
Of course he does. Oh, we had such flowing locks, and we used to laugh about them. I laughed the hardest of all. Clever, clever man. I'd no idea he was so devious. I must go and congratulate him.
Yes.
Whatever statues remain seem less terrifying now that I know they were put out by old pigtails. Continue collecting them if you like. As for me, I'm gonna go and pay a visit to my old friend.
Have fun.
Revelio.
Sure, he'll love to see you again. And
Thank you for your persistence and cleverness. I confronted Piers about it and he confessed straight away. You rascal. We've agreed to let bygones be bygones. Don't forget to say hello the next time you're in the Three Broomsticks. Thrilled to be back there again.
is it so quiet?
Duncan owes his reputation to you.
It's not the same loudness as the dialogues then.
Revelio.
Which is a bit strange. Yes, it is what it is. Don't really have any other side quests left, so I think to go and see Natty about the game. Not there yet. Let's see, can we still go to... Let's go to the broomstick, 3 broomsticks, and see if we can meet with these guys and talk to them. They're really having fun there.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
I'll say it again.
Revelio.
Can't thank you enough for helping to save the village from those trolls.
No worries.
Alfred Lawley's none too pleased. Seems he's been burgled. Pretend I never heard the rumors of your involvement.
I was never involved in that. He's not in the 3 broomsticks. He lied to me, Mr. Moon. Hi, Ignatia. Hey, Tiger. What do you mean I'm not tracking it? Track it.
Revelio.
Ah, but a purse made of unicorn.
Ah, but if the air is cool, it always takes longer.
Defender.
Someone's going to regret.
Confrontago. Stupid.
Slow.
Confringo.
Potato. I planned to
Expelliarmus. Glacier.
Confringo.
Confringo.
Well,
Arresto Momentum. The beasts are safe. Hello, Hamora.
Go, Bunny. You're free now. Do whatever you want now. Been here before? I don't recall. I don't think we've been here.
Revelio.
Okay, I want to be able to pick up, of course. Something to read outside here. Oh. Squib Cottage. This idyllic country cottage belongs to an elderly squib who chose to live in the wizarding world rather than try to integrate with muggles like some squibs do. He is content to farm his land non-magically and supply local hamlets with fresh fruits and vegetables, although he will accept the occasional engorgement charm on a gourd or two. Squibs are those wizards that don't have magical abilities, I believe.
Nothing to poach in Arranshire except spiders. Not worth the trouble if you ask me. One in
Accio.
I'm sure it's
Incendio. Confringo.
See ya, guys.
Confringo. Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Depulso. Protego. Confringo.
There.
Revelio.
It's that tunnel here. That's the one with the troll that we read about recently. We shall investigate. Or not.
Lumos. Protego. Confringo.
Well, we won't investigate. There's a magical barrier not allowing us to enter. Okay, Nati, where are you?
Revelio. Revelio.
And enter all mounted. It's land. Oops, someone crashed here.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Anybody home?
Aloha Mora.
Home or not home?
Revelio.
Okay. Suppose no one's home. Let's unlock the blue flame. For Naughty there, Falberton Castle. What is this red thing? This dark book looked
Revelio.
bigger than the other ones, but I don't think that was the special one. Come on.
Levioso. Gryffindor. Confringo.
There's a secret entrance to the castle. Are we gonna use it,
Revelio.
or should I just go in?
Confringo.
That worked.
Incendio. Lumos.
This always works.
Revelio. I know what that means. Merlin trial.
Yes. Well, let's do it. Then let's go to Nati. We need to move the story a little bit since we don't have any
Lumos.
quests available anymore. One more. Don't see the... I do. Come on, guys.
Lumos. That's that. Settled.
Wow, need 14 more now to upgrade the inventory. That will take a while. Yeah, let's go back to Full Flame. Oh, I cannot fly here. Let's do it the easy way.